We're ready. We'll start when Ms. Wright is ready. Good evening. Today is the second budget hearing. Today's Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at 6 o'clock p.m. We have call to order. Roll call, Ms. Wright.
Mayor Goodman.
I am here.
President Hinds.
Here.
Vice President Cox.
Here.
Councilmember Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Riccio. Running late. Councilmember Martin.
Here.
City Manager Sue Beaudet.
Here.
Attorney Kiersten Ballou.
Here.
Finance Director Stephen Bloom.
Here.
City Clerk Latricia Wright. I am here, and all other staff.
Present.
Thank you.
We'll have the opening prayer and pledge of allegiance to the flag of Mayor Charles Goodman.
Thank you very much, Ms. President. Join me if you choose. Lord, we come here today to try to do the business of our community, to try to do the best we can for the citizens of our community, to do diligence and to move forward with purpose and with understanding of the impact that our decisions have on everybody else. We ask that you give each of these council members wisdom and understanding of the issues, and that they make the best decision that they have to make. In your name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're going to open public hearing. At this time is the introduction of the tax issue. The City of Williston proposes to levy a millage rate of 6.75. This is a 5.8% increase from the rollback rate of 6.3784 mills. General public must be allowed to speak and to ask questions prior to the adoption of any measure by the governing body. And the City of Williston proposes the adoption of the final millage rate of 6.75. Do I have any questions? Do I have a motion? You don't need a motion yet. Not yet. So it'll be item 3 now. Item 3? Just keep on that. Yep. Public comment participation regarding the proposed tax rate. Do we have anyone who has anything to say? No. Okay. Item 4, Resolution 2025-113. A resolution of the City Council of the City of Williston for adopting a final ad valorem tax rate for the City of Williston, Florida for fiscal year 2025/2026. Item 5.
You'll need to vote on that resolution.
I move approval of resolution 2025-113.
I'll second.
We have a first and second. Any discussion from the public? If you'll come to the mic, sir.
On your 6-point tax, six whatever, I don't have 7.5 is the ad valorem tax, but I saw nowhere where it shows an ad valorem number on the paperwork. Is that separate or is that included in the 6.75?
It's the same.
Anything from the council? Seeing none, I move to vote. Can I get a motion? Move to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0. All right, now we're going to item 5. Introduce the tentative budget. The City of Williston proposes to adopt a budget with total appropriate expenditures, expenses, and reserves of $28,842,194, a 0.4% increase compared to the current year's adopted budget. Public comments, participation regarding the budget. Yes, sir. Mike.
Hello, everybody. My name is Matt Marino. I live at 834 Northwest 4th Avenue. I've been taking a look at the budget lately, and sorry I'm kind of late to the game. I know this is the second reading, but anyway, I guess my concerns are just looking back at historical budgets. I don't know if you guys have look back over the last 5, 10, 15 years, but it seems like we've had a pretty steady increase in the budget. Prior to COVID, the budget generally raised anywhere from 3 to 8% year over year, and that's expected, whether you've got cost increases or, different missions from the city, that kind of thing. But since COVID, we've seen budget increases almost 20% year over year. The typical budget from 2012 to 2019 was anywhere from 11 to 13 million. And now we're staring at 28 million. That's a pretty big increase in that time span. And while some may have their reasons for that, I look at other municipalities nearby, such as Dunellen, Newberry, and even more comparable cities like Blountstown, and none of those cities saw increases to this magnitude. As a matter of fact, most of those cities have budgets still in that 13 to 15 million range, or if you calculate it on per capita, it kind of gives you that typical rate. And the other thing is the amount of staffing. Right now we're proposing over 130 something positions, 131 FTE positions. Yeah, that's a lot of people. That equates to basically one employee at the city for every about 25 people that live within the city limits, when that limit is usually 1 to 75, as compared to other municipalities in our local area in the state of Florida. So I would challenge the board to review that information and understand that, because to put this burden on the citizens to come up with this cost, I think is a pretty big ask, especially considering that the cities I just named are, generally successful cities. I would like to think that they're doing a pretty decent job of what they do. And not to mention, I think I may have left out, most of those cities tend to run on a, I said the 125 to 175 stat. Most of those cities run with about a staff of about 45 total. That's police, fire, admin, public works, the whole gamut. And they all have some form of utility that they provide within the city. Specifically Blountstown. Blountstown provides the exact same number of utilities that the city of Williston does, yet they seem to operate at a 50% cost difference. So I really think you should consider looking at that before moving forward with any budget resolutions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments?
I'd like to see if Stephen has any comment.
Sorry. So I think a couple things just come to mind. One is our fire department. As we have, let me just look that up here. They're not. It's not. It's a volunteer fire department. It's not 100%. Full-time people. And my summary here.
Like 35 or so, be my guess. I'm looking at Lamar. Probably
It's,
35 right there.
We have in here 35. Yes. So again, you take 35 out. That's volunteer. The other big number in terms of our budget is police, which police, code enforcement. That's 27. So that between those two, that's 62.5 of the 131.
And I would say some of those 27 are reserve officers.
4 or 5 of them are reserve officers. And again, even one of them, I believe, is again part-time. Beyond that, the other comment I wanted to make, and we've talked about this at some of our workshops, for the utility departments, I mean, we have compliance, agencies that have come in, and again, this has happened over, why has it grown over the last couple of years? And the team can talk through this, that have come in and said, hey, you have to add additional staff to these particular utilities because we were running them very bare bone. So those were not wasn't an option. We had to put those in. And that's where the growth in the utility department has been, for that.
And I would add and ask if you agree that the dollars that we have, a lot of it is grant dollars. And the revenue that comes in that is spent, if you take in revenue that is grant money, and you then spend that grant money, say the $4.1 million we got for the airport, for example, that is counted in the budget. But I think we bought the furniture in the airport. We paid not 1 penny more other than that. So, and a lot of the airport grants, a lot of the sewer grants, the water grants, all those things that we get, they come in as revenue, they go out as an expenditure, and it makes it look like we're spending a lot of money because we are. But a lot of it was grant funded. And Stephen might could give you that number.
It's 3.1 for next year, but that is a good point, and I just wanted to give you the numbers on just the general fund by itself. Because again, you have a couple projects in there, but not a whole lot. But year over year, you're at about 11.8% for the general fund. And again, the airport supports itself with the revenue. Obviously, the utility fund is being supported with the utility billing. The taxes that we're talking about is supporting the general fund. And again, even within the general fund, you've added additional revenue. The traffic cameras is new. Our millage rate next year will be 5 years where we have not increased the millage rate for 5 straight years. And again, we've been able to manage the general fund without doing that through other sources of revenue, whether it's from the state or gas tax, all that good stuff.
Thank you.
If I may, Madam President.
Yes, sir.
One difference between all those other municipalities is that we have people that are diligently working to get grant money, which makes our budget appear skewed when in reality it is less than it appears unless you know all the inner grants and the things that Steve and the councilor are talking about. It is difficult to decipher, and I understand the concern. 20% is huge. But at least our citizens that are listening to this think that we're taking in 20% on their backs. It's not correct. Thank you.
May I
Thank you, sir.
ask a
Yes,
question
ma'am.
as well? Because in item number 5, it specifically says there's a 0.4% increase compared to our current year. adopted budget. So our upcoming year is only 0.4% increase.
That's correct with all projects and grants, and that's every fund, including now
Right.
your internet fund as well. Which again, you had to add staff for that as well to do repositions that were put in there for that particular. Again, another self-sustaining fund that's not coming through with property taxes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because that was not the number that was quoted at the podium, and I just want to make sure that I was understanding that math correctly.
Any other comments? If none, we'll move forward. Item number 7, Resolution 2025-114, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Williston, Florida, adopting the final budget for the fiscal year 2024 to 2025.
I apologize, that's the error. It should be 2025-2026 year.
So fiscal year 2025-2026.
Make a motion that we approve resolution 2025-114.
Second motion.
I have a first and a second, a motion and a second. Any comment from the public? Any comment from the council? Seeing none, I move to vote. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, nay. Motion passes 4-0. Now we will close the public hearing. Item number 8, adjournment.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Got a motion. Can I get a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 4-0 at 6:17 p.m.